Hello, my friend. I'm a physician with more than 30 years of experience in healthcare, specializing in supporting adults over 50. Throughout my career, I've met thousands of patients, not just people who needed medicine, but people who needed listening, encouragement, and simple, practical advice that could truly transform their daily lives. I believe health is not only about treating diseases. It's about how we live every day, how we eat, how we sleep, how we take care of our mind and spirit. That's why I created this channel, to share natural science-backed health tips that are simple, practical, and easy to apply right at home. Each video is like a conversation between me and you. I'll share real stories from my patients, lessons I've learned over decades of practice, and little habits that can help you sleep better, feel healthier, and even younger at heart. So if you're over 50 and looking for balance, for your body, your mind, and your spirit, you're in the right place. This isn't just a YouTube channel about health, it's a journey, and I'd love for us to walk it together. Don't miss out. Hit subscribe now for more natural health tips after 50. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, tossing and turning, but sleep just won't come? Many people over 50 tell me, "Doctor, my body feels so heavy. My hands and feet are always cold, and my mind just keeps racing, never settling down." I usually smile and share with them a very simple secret, so simple that many are surprised. All you need is a basin of warm water, a piece of ginger, and a pinch of salt. I want you to imagine this. In the evening, after a long day, you sit down and lower your tired feet into a warm basin of water. The heat spreads upward, your blood vessels begin to open, and circulation flows more freely. At that moment, your heart no longer has to work so hard, your brain finally gets enough oxygen, and your nervous system naturally shifts into a relaxed state. I once had a patient, a 68-year-old woman, who often complained about years of chronic insomnia. After just a few weeks of soaking her feet with ginger and salt every night, she called me and said, "Doctor, for the first time in years I woke up with warm hands and a clear, light head." Science explains this very clearly. Ginger contains compounds that can dilate blood vessels and improve circulation, while salt enhances the warming effect and adds mild anti-inflammatory support for your feet. When the two come together, your body receives a gentle signal. It's time to rest. Have you ever noticed that sometimes sleep doesn't come from forcing yourself, but from giving your body a rhythm, a small, calming ritual before the night begins? For me, soaking the feet with ginger and salt is exactly that ritual. It doesn't just warm the feet, it soothes the soul. And you see, deep sleep isn't a random gift. It's the result of the signals you send to your body each night. Maybe just a small basin of water, a few slices of fresh ginger, and a spoon of salt could be the simplest way to tell your body, "Relax. It's time to sleep." You know, after more than 30 years of working with older patients here in the US, I've realized something important. No matter how healthy something is, if you overuse it, sooner or later, it can cause problems. Ginger is no exception. I want you to imagine this. You hear someone say that drinking ginger tea every day helps with sleep. So you start drinking more, making it stronger, treating it like a miracle cure. At first, you feel warmer, more comfortable. But after just a few months, you begin to notice burning in your stomach, your liver working harder, even your blood pressure becoming less stable. One of my patients, Mr. James, 72 years old, went through this exact situation. He thought, the more the better, until he ended up in the hospital with severe stomach pain. Science confirms this as well. Ginger is warming, it stimulates circulation, supports digestion, but if you take too much or use it continuously for a long time, it can put a strain on your liver and stomach. And especially for people with severe high blood pressure, diabetes, or liver disease, ginger is not always the safest companion. That's why I want to leave you with this honest message. Good health doesn't come from more, or from forcing the body with one single food. True health comes from balance. Ginger can be a wonderful friend if you use it wisely. But if you overdo it, it can become a burden. Have you ever been like Mr. James, believing you were helping your health, but in reality, creating more strain on your body? If so, pause for a moment, listen to your body, and remember, sometimes less is more. My friend, I want you to picture this. It's a quiet evening. Outside, the streets may still be noisy, but in your small kitchen, you place a pot of water on the stove, add a few slices of fresh ginger, a spoonful of honey, and just a touch of lemon. That's it, but it becomes an evening ritual, simple yet deeply soothing. One of my patients, Margaret, 65 years old, once told me, "Doctor, I didn't believe a cup of tea could change my sleep. But after a few weeks, I realized I was falling asleep faster, no longer tossing and turning." She smiled and said that every night, holding that cup of ginger honey lemon tea felt like her body was receiving a gentle whisper, "It's time to rest." Science explains this very clearly. Ginger helps dilate blood vessels, warms the body, and eases that cold feeling in the hands and feet that many older adults experience. Honey, with its natural sweetness, not only nourishes the body, but also stimulates serotonin, the neurotransmitter that transforms into melatonin, the natural clock telling your body it's bedtime. And a little lemon, not too much, just enough, adds a fresh aroma, soothes the throat, and gives you vitamin C to feel healthier overall. I often tell my patients, sleep doesn't just come from the quiet of a room, but from the stillness inside the soul. And sometimes, a warm cup of tea, with the spice of ginger, the gentle sweetness of honey, and the refreshing tang of lemon, can be the bridge that carries you from the rush of the day into the slower rhythm of the night. Have you ever tried creating a small ritual for yourself before bed? It doesn't have to be complicated. Just sit down, take a deep breath, sip a warm cup of tea, read a few pages of a book, or listen to soft music. And your body will understand. It's time to let go. It's time to rest. You know, so many people come to me and complain that they can't sleep well, even though they've tried herbal teas, ginger, or all kinds of bedtime tricks. And when I ask them, during the day, do you walk or do any light movement? Most of them shake their heads. I want you to imagine this. Our body is like a river. If you sit still all day, barely moving, that river slowly becomes stagnant. The flow slows down. Your blood works the same way. When circulation is poor, your hands and feet get cold, your heart has to work harder, and by night, even if you close your eyes, your body isn't truly ready to rest. One of my patients, Richard, 70 years old, once told me, "Doctor, I drink ginger tea every night, but my sleep hasn't improved much." I suggested he start with something simple, just a slow 20-minute walk around his house each day. A month later, he came back smiling. "Maybe my body just needed to be awakened with a few steps. Now that cup of ginger tea in the evening really helps me sleep deeply." Science confirms this too. When you walk, breathe deeply, or practice a little gentle yoga during the day, your heart gets its natural exercise, your lungs open up, and your brain releases endorphins, the chemicals that calm stress. By evening, when you add a warm cup of ginger tea, your body is already prepared to slip into deep rest. Have you noticed that sometimes we keep searching for complicated solutions when the key is found in the simplest things? Just a short walk under the morning sun, a few deep breaths, or a gentle stretch. These small acts, when combined with an evening ritual like soaking your feet with ginger or sipping ginger tea, can become the bridge that carries you into peaceful, restorative sleep. So instead of thinking of sleep as a battle, let it become the reward after a day you've truly listened to and cared for your body. Or, sometimes the most valuable remedies are right there in our own kitchen. I want you to picture this. It's a late afternoon, the air is a little chilly, and you put a pot of water on the stove. You drop in a few slices of fresh ginger and a bit of rock sugar. The steam rises, filling the room with a rich aroma, and suddenly warmth begins to spread through the kitchen. Just 1 cup of ginger and rock sugar tea, but it can be the key that helps your body release the day's fatigue and prepare for a restful night's sleep. I remember one of my patients, Helen, 66 years old. She told me that for years she relied on sleeping pills every night, but the pills only gave her heavy, groggy sleep, leaving her sluggish in the morning. Then one day she tried a folk remedy her mother used to make, ginger boiled with rock sugar. After just a few nights, she called me, her voice full of joy. "Doctor, I finally slept through the night. I woke up feeling light, refreshed, almost like I was young again." And science doesn't ignore this either. Ginger contains compounds that dilate blood vessels, improve circulation, and calm the nervous system. Rock sugar, with its gentle sweetness, balances out ginger's warmth, making the drink both soothing and easy to enjoy without causing heat or irritation. Together, they send the body a quiet signal. It's time to rest. Your heartbeat slows, your breath softens, and sleep comes naturally. Have you ever felt your hands and feet freezing at night, even under a blanket? A warm cup of ginger and rock sugar tea before bedtime doesn't just warm your body. It also eases the worries that keep your mind restless. Because sleep, in truth, doesn't come from forcing it. It comes from these gentle signals, telling your body it's safe to let go. For me, ginger with rock sugar is more than a folk remedy. It's a reminder that in this busy, hurried life, sometimes we just need to slow down, sit quietly, and let a simple cup of warm tea teach us how to find peace again. My friend, have you ever noticed that your sleep often feels more difficult after a heavy dinner? I've heard so many patients share with me that they eat a big meal in the evening, only to end up tossing and turning in bed, their stomachs full, their hearts racing, and their sleep light and restless. I want you to imagine this. Your stomach working all night like a machine that never gets to rest, while your brain and heart are begging for a moment of quiet to recover. When the stomach is busy, the body can never fully relax, and sleep becomes heavy and broken. One of my patients, Linda, 64 years old, used to complain that she often woke up in the middle of the night, feeling hot and uncomfortable. After we talked, she decided to make a change: lighter dinners with more vegetables, a small bowl of warm soup, and especially a cup of ginger tea before bed. Just 2 weeks later, she came back to me smiling. "Doctor, I never thought something as simple as changing my dinner could make such a difference in my sleep. Science has proven this too. When you eat too late or too heavily, blood is pulled into the stomach for digestion, leaving your brain and heart without the proper rest they need. On the other hand, a lighter dinner with easily digested foods reduces the load on your system. And when you add a warm cup of ginger tea, the body is both warmed and calmed, making it much easier to drift into deep sleep. Have you ever noticed the difference between a night after eating too much and a night after a light, simple meal? We often think sleep comes only from a soft pillow, a warm blanket, or a quiet room, but in truth, it begins with how we nourish the body before bed. For me, a light dinner is more than just a way to sleep better. It's an act of kindness to yourself. It's like a promise you whisper to your body, "Tonight I will let you truly rest." Have you ever had nights when you're lying in bed but your mind just won't stop racing? Your body is exhausted, yet your thoughts keep spinning, making it impossible to fall asleep. I see this so often in my patients over 50, and they usually ask me, "Doctor, how can I quiet my mind before bed?" I want you to picture this. One evening, you're holding a warm cup of ginger tea. From the very first sip, you feel warmth spreading through your body, and within minutes, your mind begins to slow down, like a river that finally stops rushing. And this isn't just in your imagination. Science gives us a very clear explanation. Ginger contains two special compounds, gingerol and shogaol. Gingerol helps reduce inflammation and improve circulation, while shogaol is known for its natural calming effect. Together, they help lower cortisol, the stress hormone that often rises at night and blocks sleep. At the same time, ginger stimulates the production of serotonin, the neurotransmitter that your body transforms into melatonin, your body's natural sleep clock. I remember one of my patients, David, 71 years old. He worked in finance and carried years of stress with him. Even after retirement, his mind felt like it was still at the office, always busy with numbers and worries. After trying a warm cup of ginger tea every evening, he told me, "Doctor, I'm amazed. My mind doesn't feel like a tightened string anymore. For the first time in years, I could exhale deeply and drift into sleep. Have you ever felt like David? Your body is tired, but your mind just won't let go? If so, try making ginger a gentle part of your evening routine, because sometimes what we need isn't a strong pill. It's simply a soft signal to the body that says, the day is done. Now it's time to rest. My friend, have you ever realized that sometimes it's not an empty stomach or an aching body that keeps you awake, but simply a mind that's too busy? After the age of 50, many people have come to me saying, "Doctor, I lie down in bed, close my eyes, but my mind just spins like a movie I can't turn off." I want you to picture this. The room is dark, the world outside is still rushing, but you are sitting quietly in your own little corner. In your hand is a warm cup of ginger tea, and beside you, a small notebook. You write down a few things you're grateful for that day. Maybe a phone call from your children, a walk in the park, or simply the feeling of taking a deep, full breath. You take a sip of tea, let the warmth of ginger spread through your body, and turn on a soft piece of music. Just a few minutes, and your body already receives a gentle signal. It's time to rest. One of my patients, Susan, 69 years old, once told me she couldn't sleep because her mind was weighed down with too many worries. I encouraged her to create a simple evening ritual. Each night before bed, listen to light piano music, write down 3 things she was grateful for, and sip a cup of ginger honey tea. After a few weeks, she told me, "Doctor, not only am I sleeping more easily, but I wake up each morning with a calmer heart." Science also confirms this. When we practice mental relaxation, whether through gratitude journaling, reading, or listening to music, the body activates the parasympathetic nervous system, our natural rest and restore mode. Combined with the gentle, calming effect of ginger, the brain slows down, cortisol levels drop, serotonin rises, and sleep arrives softly, like a gift. Have you ever tried turning off your phone a little earlier, setting aside the news and worries of the outside world, and giving yourself just a few quiet minutes before bed? Trust me, sometimes you don't need pills or complicated methods. A simple cup of warm ginger tea and a still mind may be all it takes to find the deep, peaceful sleep you've been longing for. My friend, sleep is not just a random gift. It's the result of how we live, how we eat, how we breathe, and how we treat ourselves in every moment of the day. Ginger can be a wonderful companion, whether it's in a warm cup of tea, a soothing foot soak, or a simple folk recipe with rock sugar. But ginger is only a catalyst. What truly decides the quality of your sleep is the balance between body, mind, and spirit. I want you to remember this. Sleeping well doesn't mean you've escaped aging. It means you've learned how to live more gently with it. A body that moves just enough, a light and simple dinner, a mind calmed by a few quiet minutes. All these little things add up, and when night falls, they send your body a message. You're safe. You can rest now. One of my patients once told me something I truly loved. "Doctor, when I sleep well, the next day looks more beautiful." And I believe the same can be true for you. Because sleep doesn't just heal the body, it marks the beginning of a new day filled with joy and energy. So tonight, before you go to bed, choose a small ritual for yourself. A cup of ginger honey tea, a basin of warm water for your feet, or simply a few pages of a book with soft music playing in the background. Let your body feel the gentle message. It's time to rest, and deep sleep is waiting for you. If you found this video helpful, imagine how much more you can gain when you don't miss the next one. I share simple, natural, and science-backed health tips every week, made especially for people over 50 who want to live healthier, sleep better, and feel younger inside. So, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you and I can walk this journey of health and balance together.